Can Gary Gensler be the hero of crypto? I made a post about this, and the digital asset investor, he covered it today in his video. I'll link that down below in case you want to watch his if you haven't seen it already. But I bring this up for a couple reasons. It looks like cryptocurrencies, it's go time. ETFs, traditional finance, stepping up in a big way, rolling out their infrastructure. We see a lot going on globally with crypto regulations. Like, there's not a lot of time to mess around here. And I don't see an easy out for Gary. The easiest out, in my opinion, is just to sit down and hash something out. Every concern we have with the SEC and unclear regulations, it can change literally in a blink of an eye. Not because Gary's a good guy or he cares about us or the crypto industry. There just may not be an out. And he has a lot of pressure, again, from very powerful entities that want to go, and they need to go now. And he's only going to be able to push back so long. Because it's one thing when you go after Ripple or Coinbase. But when you get a BlackRock, a Fidelity, someone of that size coming after you with all they got, eventually you're going to have to cave in. You have three current cases right now, in my opinion. Ripple, Coinbase, and Kraken. Where if you could come up with a workable settlement for both sides, that's all the clarity you need. How do you, right now under current laws, which is what the SEC should be concerned with, how should exchanges function? What kind of safeguards should they have for investors? And for crypto projects or people leveraging blockchain like Ripple, what do they have to do? You can sit down and work this out. Now, this is what we know. Gary Gensler ain't going to be there forever. It's a fact. He will not be in that chair position forever. We will outlast him, and for the time being, we can work around him if needs be. His only shot at unchecked power to be able to just, wave his hand and control the crypto market was that Ripple case. He took his best shot, and he failed miserably. Now, what's interesting, we saw today BlackRock met again with the SEC, and they're fine-tuning their ETF application, their Bitcoin ETF. And this is so different than what we saw in the past where Gemini or Grayscale, they would just hurl in an ETF application and pray it goes through. Like, these players know what to do and how to get things across that finish line. They're meeting on a regular basis. What's your concerns? How do we adapt this? How do we make this a workable product that we can offer to our customers? And I've said this a few times before. I wouldn't be surprised if custody gets in our way this round, but it sure ain't looking like it. It sure looks like this thing's a go, and they are meeting on a regular basis to fine-tune this offering. If we get only an ETF, that's huge. If Gary has to bend the knee and settle with these crypto companies, it's going to be pandemonium at just the perfect time for us. Now, another funny thing is going on right now. As we see traditional players descend on this space, trying to integrate crypto within the world of finance, they're not just worried about the U.S. anymore, are they? We saw what just happened to Binance. Now the U.S. Treasury, they're lobbying Congress. They want to expand their powers internationally. They are asking for additional sanction powers over non-U.S. stablecoin issuers. Now, the U.S., they're not king of the world. Doesn't mean they can do whatever they want. But they want additional power, the U.S. Treasury, to go out into international, areas and do as much as they can and really harass people. This is a global marketplace, and we know all the people that are trying to capture it. The stage is set, man. They've run out most of the fraudsters, your FTXs and your Do Kwons and your Alex Mashinskis. They're done for. They brought Binance into the fold. They got their beacon every transaction, monitoring, seeing what's going on. Binance agreeing to new procedures, things like that. And it looks like the U.S. Treasury now is trying to circle the wagons and go after who, Tether. That's really what they're looking at. They want to control the system from the top down, and they'll do as much as they can. The only one that likes competition less than BlackRock, Fidelity, well, it's the U.S. government themselves, isn't it? Everything we see roll out, over the next 12 months or so, won't all be positive. I expect them to target self-custody wallets and all sorts of stuff, nasty things. But I'll tell you this, I think the next bull run is going to be epic. We are so close. They're just going to tie up a few loose ends here, and then it's off to the races. And what you have to remember, crypto enthusiasts like us, we're always going to be able to leverage blockchain because it's decentralized and no one can control it. They just want to make sure the masses kind of go through their Fidelity accounts or their, different brokerages. They want to keep it to just enthusiasts, and that's kind of the way this will probably work. Let me know what you think down below. And as always, please like, please subscribe. The revolution will be televised right here on Jungle Link.